And when they say you gain weight in your 30s, you are gaining weight in your 30s. When I say I have been gaining weight at a rapid pace, it's absolutely insane. I was in a size 4, and then I ended up going to a size 6. I'm turning 32 in a few months, and I'm transitioning to a size 8. This is in jeans. This is just getting so absurd. Like, I went to try on my go-to jeans. These was my go-to jeans, I want to say, last year in December. Y'all, them jeans only looked good when I did not button or zip them up. I am absurd and shocked. I'm happy though, because everyone always says, just wait, you're gonna get your grown woman, you're gonna get your grown woman weight. The grown woman weight in your 30s is getting there. It's grown women in, okay?
And she got some comments, actually very many comments. The first one that I saw says, and it doesn't come off as fast as you put it on. And someone else says, okay, so it's not just me. It's good to know. And then Lisa says, I hit 32 and I went from 170 to 198. I hit the gym so fast. That's a gain of 28 pounds. And someone else says, I went from 128 to 164 within a year. Just call me Big Back, LMAO. That's a gain of 36 pounds in 1 year. In kilograms, that will have to be around 15 kilograms. That's a lot of weight. And if you have ever scrolled through social media updates on weight gain, you have most certainly come across videos such as this that have been made by women in their 30s and 40s and 50s and even sometimes in their late 20s, like you will see in this video, who swear that their weight gain came out of nowhere. And these videos are often supported by likes and comments from thousands of other women who nod their heads in agreement and share their own experiences. It's the same warnings that we grew up hearing from our moms, our aunts, our grandmas, and other older women in our lives. They told us, enjoy your body now, because once you hit 30, once you hit 40, once you hit 50, 60, 70, it's all downhill from there. And it almost sounds like your metabolism is going to fall off a cliff the minute that you turn 18, and you will be falling and falling and falling until the day you die. And yes, I know that sounds very gloomy, but that's because this messaging creates this sense of dread. Like you have this clock inside you, and once it hits a certain number, whatever that is, whether that's for 30, 40, 25, your ability to burn fat will just expire. It will vanish into thin air. And honestly, when you look around, it sounds true, and it starts to feel true. You notice your body changing. Maybe you're noticing fat around your midsection settling in a way that it never used to when you were younger, or you're noticing that the fat in your arms just keeps increasing year after year, or like that creator said, you're noticing that your jeans look better if you have not buttoned them, and that the moment you try to button them, they look quite different. At the same time, you come across younger women who seem to lose weight just by cutting out soda or cakes or other things that you have tried to cut out and still haven't seen the results that you wanted. And because you feel like you're doing everything right and nothing is moving, it feels like maybe you're fighting your age, and maybe it's time to stop fighting your age because it's a losing battle. But today, we are going to look about what science actually says about aging and weight loss, and I promise you that your best years are not behind you as far as weight loss goes, and also other things. Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Daisy, aka G, and I'm here to give you the real science of weight loss that you can take control of your health no matter how old you are and no matter the stage of life that you are in. And today we're going to tackle the myth that you cannot lose weight as easily as you get older. Or in some cases I have seen people saying that you can't lose weight at all if you're older, that you just have to let it be. So let's validate the reality first, because we have to be factual, and that means that we also have to look at the relationship that exists between aging and weight loss. Yes, losing weight at 40, 30, 50, 60, 70 will definitely feel different from what it did when you were 20. But it's not because your body has somehow forgotten how to burn fat. It's because there are shifts that have happened in your life in that period. These are shifts in your hormones, shifts in your muscle mass, which is a really key issue when it comes to women and aging, and shifts in your daily lifestyle. And the list continues. And when you put all of these factors together, they create the perfect storm for weight gain as you grow older. But here is the truth that changes the game completely. These shifts are completely manageable, and most of them are within your control. That means that you don't have to accept weight gain as a tax for growing older, and you can take things into your hands. Let's break down what's happening in your body and how you can outsmart the system that seems to have been built against you. You know, the weapon that was formed against you. How can you stop it from prospering? Yes. Let's watch a video by a younger creator who has her opinion on this.
Not enough people talk about weight gain and how your body changes, especially as a woman, as you get older. It messes with your head way more than people talk about, because you go from being able to eat anything and so fit when you're barely even working out, all of a sudden your body like retracts every single thing that goes into your body. When you're younger, you can eat like anything you want. You can get little sleep. You can go out and stay up late. And as you get older, your metabolism starts to slow. Your hormones change. Your stress levels go up. And before you know it, your body does not look the same at all as it used to.
Just like the other creator, she's talking about how as you get older, your weight gain suddenly creeps up on you. And we have this comment from someone who says, my flat tummy left the chart right at 21. So are your abs going to leave the room as soon as you hit 30? Can you say goodbye to your really lean arms the moment you hit 40? Is your body going to just change the moment you hit 50? Let's see. We have been conditioned to believe that as women, our metabolisms take a hit for every decade that we grow older. But luckily for us, a groundbreaking global study completely shattered this belief. Researchers were able to track thousands of people across their entire lifespans, and they discovered something shocking. Your metabolism actually stays relatively the same from the ages of 20 to 60. That means it doesn't drop off a cliff at 30, as you might have heard. It does not freeze when you get to perimenopause or even when you become menopausal. It doesn't change just because you're 50 and you're heading towards retirement. It holds steady for 4 decades, which means your tummy, your flat tummy, does not need to leave the chart at 21. It means you don't need to see your weight grow from 120 pounds to 180 pounds in a year once you hit 30. So what happens when you hit 60? Is that when you really jump off the cliff? You know, in terms of your metabolism, does it just leave you at that point? No, it's actually a very gradual decline. According to that research and other studies that have been done ever since that groundbreaking study was released, your metabolism takes a hit of 7% to 8% every 10 years. So if your metabolism isn't tanking in your 30s, 40s, 50s, well up to 60, why is it so hard for many women to stay lean as they grow older, you know, from the ages of 20 to 60? It comes down to an invisible diff that we have now come to know as sarcopenia that affects very many women as they grow older. And this is the natural loss of muscle mass as we age. But not to worry yet, we have a way to keep this diff from breaking into our homes. Let's talk about sarcopenia. Many women try to avoid lifting weights because they don't want to look bulky. I love lifting weights, I love muscle, but there's this idea in society that women are supposed to look a certain way and that muscles make them look like men. And for some reason, people don't want to look like men. And as someone who has been strength training for years, I am still trying to look like one with progressive overload, and I'm still not able to get there. It's very hard to look like a man from strength training. You really have to work at it. But despite that fact, there are many women who won't strength train. But is that important? Here we need to think of our muscle mass as this engine, and we have to think about it in terms of size. This is the size of our engine. Now, muscle is metabolically active. It is incredibly metabolically active. Compared to fat, muscle is king. It even allows you to burn calories when you're just sitting on the couch and watching TV or sleeping. Muscle burns a lot of calories, which is why men who have more muscle mass are able to eat pretty much everything and maintain their weights, while women who naturally have lower muscle mass find that they have to think about everything that they're eating, usually. Now, your muscle mass decreases as you age, and this is true for both men and women, but women tend to be more affected. And if you're not doing anything to stop that loss of muscle, you're going to lose more muscle mass, especially after the age of 30. Now, at the same time that you're losing this muscle mass, you find that life gets heavier for many women as they age. Their responsibilities peak because they have their children, they have their work, they have their aging parents, they have HOAs, there's so much on their plate. Their careers are demanding, family needs are growing, and so their stress levels start skyrocketing. They are everywhere, they're needed everywhere by almost everyone. It's a lot to juggle at once. And when you're dealing with all of these things, it's natural to become more sedentary because you have to choose where you're going to expend your energy. And if you've been taking care of people the whole day, the idea of hitting the gym or taking the stairs or doing something to move more is going to feel like it's just one other thing to add to your already full plate. And so when you adopt a lifestyle that requires you to move less, and at the same time you're dealing with a decreasing muscle mass, your total daily energy expenditure also decreases. And that means that if you're eating the same way that you ate when you were 22 and you're not 32 or 42, and you have not done anything to increase that engine that we talked about, your muscle mass, and you're moving less, then you're actually going to be eating more than you need. Okay, it all depends on the numbers. Let's assume that your TDEE was X and you were eating X 10, 20 years ago. Now that your engine size has decreased, your TDEE has decreased, and you're still eating X amount of calories, then you're in a surplus. And that's why you continue gaining weight year after year, decade after decade. And then you add hormonal shifts into the picture, like perimenopause, and your weight just keeps going up because there are all these factors that are happening at the same time, and they're contributing to your weight gain. So it's not because you're aging that you're gaining weight, it's because your lifestyle has changed, your body has also changed, but your habits have remained the same. And because of these, you find people coming up with these really interesting strategies to keep their weight the same as they age, like this creator said.
Okay, I know I'm not a fitness or health, well, mental health channel, but this is what I figured out. This is all the health, this is all the eating information you will ever need in your life. Every year, as you get older, you need to eat less and less. Every year, eat less and less in order to maintain the weight that you have. That's a problem. Your metabolism slows. So if you want to keep your weight that you have now, every year, eat less and less. It sucks, but that's as simple as it is. That's it. Just do that. You'll maintain your weight. You don't need to get a book or read a blog or do someone's video. Eat less and less every year. I don't think that's great, but that's the reality.
Eat less and less every year. That doesn't sound like a good idea because you're not dealing with what's actually happening. You're just dealing with the result. Because yes, like we've talked about, your metabolism will decline over the years because of all these factors. We've talked about your muscle mass. We've talked about your hormonal shifts. We've talked about the fact that your lifestyle is changing. If you're not addressing those things and you're only looking at the result that your TDEE is changing, and so you're just going to keep eating less and less and less, you're just putting a band-aid on the injury. You're just masking the problem. You need to go back to what's causing the problem, what's causing the weight gain, deal with that, and then you don't have to worry so much about your TDEE decreasing year after year. But how do you do this? Muscle loss is a natural part of aging, but here's the thing, it is completely preventable and reversible. Just because you're getting older, just because you're seeing grays in your hair, or you're noticing that anytime that you need to apply for something and you're looking for your bad hair, you're noticing that you have to scroll a bit more and more and more, just because that's happening doesn't mean that you're unable to change your body, doesn't mean that you can't build muscle, doesn't mean that you can't take control of your hormones. And that means that your body is completely adaptable. So instead of shifting our focus to eating less and less for every year that we're alive, my goodness, no, we're going to shift our focus to training so that we can get stronger. And yes, like I said, it's going to be very, very, very hard for you to look like a man. I've tried it. I'm still not there. So training to look stronger and feel stronger, that's what we're going to do. We're not going to end up looking like men, hopefully. And that's because by prioritizing resistance training, you force your body to not only hold on to, but also build more muscle tissue. And like I said, this is more metabolically active than fat. And muscle naturally, the more muscle that you have, that will naturally raise your metabolism, regardless of your age. But lifting weights is not enough. You also need to prioritize protein because this is the building block of your muscles. And this will help you protect your lean tissue. And strength training will also help you protect your bone density, which is something else that you need to think about because as you age, your bone density also takes a hit. So that means that regardless of your genetics, regardless of your age, you're not doomed to gain weight year after year. Instead, if you can shift your lifestyle to match the season of life that you're in right now, you can still enjoy weight loss. Now let's talk about the strategies that you can use to get there. In my Better in 90 program, which was designed to help women lose weight and keep it off regardless of their age, we have women of all ages who are able to achieve their weight loss goals. I have 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, and 60-year-olds. Yes, it's a very diverse group of women who all have the same goal, and regardless of the individual factors that they're all facing, they're still able to hit their weight loss goals. And that's because age is not a barrier. So how can you use what you have to get what you want regardless of the age on your birth certificate? Actually, it's the year on your birth certificate because the age changes every year. First, you need to lift for longevity. If you're only doing cardio, which is something that many women do, then you're missing a very important piece of the puzzle, which is muscle. You must give your body a reason to hold on to and build more muscle mass. And you can do this with resistance training or body weight strength work because both of these will allow you to build that muscle. So just engage in whatever feels more effective for you, whatever feels more enjoyable. And if you don't enjoy any, you'll just have to pick one and work with that. Secondly, you need to make protein your anchor. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing protein. But if you want to be successful in building muscle and also improving your satiety levels, you need to start consuming more protein at almost every meal and at least hit enough protein for your weight loss goals. And of course, this differs from one person to the other. And I have a video on how much protein you should eat, and I will link it below. Third, you need to manage the stressors in your life. Growing older comes with unique stressors that you did not have while you were younger. And this chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, which encourages fat storage, especially along your midsection, which is why many women deal with belly fat. And it also disrupts your sleep. So for you to see the weight loss goals that you want, for you to achieve them, you have to prioritize deep and restful sleep, and you have to find healthy ways to manage your stress levels. Age is just a number on your driver's license or related to that birth year that's on your birth certificate. And while it serves a very important role when it comes to government processes and other things in your life, it does not serve as a limit when it comes to your health and fitness goals. So even if internet comments sections might tell you that it's time to give up and just accept your grown woman weight or accept your weight gain as just part of aging, you don't have to listen to them. You can start giving your body the nourishment and training that it deserves for you to achieve your weight loss goals and live a healthy and long and strong life. So tell me in the comments, if you're younger, have you ever been told that you just have to wait until you're older and then you'll see just how hard it is to lose weight? Or if you have experienced weight gain as you have gotten older, you can share that experience with me. And if you have gotten to the point where you have given up on losing weight because you think that you cannot lose weight because you're older, I would also like to hear that. I would like to hear anything that you have to say about aging and weight loss, because I think that this is a very interesting and nuanced conversation. Let's talk about it and figure out where we all stand when it comes to this and what we can do to get to where we want to be. Give this video a thumbs up if you're ready to start aging stronger and without accepting weight gain as this tax that you have to pay just because you got to blow another bunch of candles on your birthday. And make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss out on next week's myth, and I will see you in the next one.